whatever. So, there are self-inflicted problems that we bring it upon ourselves. But I'm going to talk about the storms of life. Why does God allow that into people like ourselves who are trying to follow God and the true parents the best way we know how? Okay, let me share this with you. When I first came to the church, I love the divine principle. I still do. I think I can pretty much teach to ministers. I think so. Using the Bible and make sense to them. But I didn't understand a lot of other aspects, the ceremony things, why do you have to wear this white gown, I mean, it takes me 45 minutes to figure out whether it's going front or back, which one goes on the top of that. I figured that out finally. But I didn't understand about champion. Everybody goes to champion. Whenever we are jam up, we go to champion. So I figured out what is this champion is all about. So I decided I would go. The best way, you don't criticize or make any judgment without investigation. Judgment without investigation is ignorance. Okay? If you want to be an ignorant person, make judgment without investigation. So I decided, as an intelligent human being, I said, I will go myself and I will investigate. So that was a time my wife left and she said, I'm going whether you're coming or not, because I'm arguing with myself, whether to go or not. And I heard also horror stories. There are also good stories. So the person who told me the horror stories was one of the leaders, so I said, okay, I'll take care, but stay home. So my wife took off. I said, took her to the airport, put her on the plane, and then I come home that night at 2 o'clock in the morning. I had this incredible dream that I was at Apuna Beach, True Father standing there all by himself. And this is real to me. It's a dream, but it's real. So I can identify the beach. Yes, True Father standing. I said, what is he doing here? So I kind of walked up to him. He turned around and looked at me, and he said, come stand with me. That's all he said. And I woke up. So I called my wife, Korea. I said, something happened. I can't explain it. This is really crazy. I'm going crazy here. I said, I saw True Father in dream, and he tells me, come and stand next to him. And I woke up, right? So she said, my wife is a very spiritual woman. If you know her, She said, well, what are you going to do about it? I said, I have to go. So I said, okay, in the back of my mind, my spirit was willing, my body saying, hey, all this stuff going on there, sleeping bags, sleeping on the floor, waiting on the line to go to Lou and Shishi and all this kind of stuff. Okay. Because I'm a person of creature comfort. When you're 62 years old, gosh, I tell you, your body doesn't function like 15-year-old. Anyway, so I said, I'm going to call the Kurita Travel. My favorite travel, Kurita, is one of our church members. I'm going to call him up and say, hey, I have to go to Korea, get my ticket. Hoping there's no ticket. So I can say, no. But you know what? He called me and said, hey, everything is ready. You don't know what I'm talking. I'm a Protestant minister. I'm not a unification member or unification minister. I have no idea. But I know in the spiritual things are happening. I know better now than all these things are happening in the spiritual, all the spiritual working, and say, get you over there because I'm going to teach you something that you never learned before. So I got on the plane. I go to Kona. I get on the plane. I had the economy ticket. Okay, the cheapest ticket you can get. I think it's about $700, something like that. I got on the plane, the stewardess walked up to me and she said, are you so-and-so? I said, yeah. Well, we have a seat in the front. You know what the front seat is? The first class. I said, oh, thank you. I go and take my stuff. I put my stuff and then, all the way from here to Narita, from Narita to Korea, first class. No, you talk about spiritual working, but that was fine. So I arrived there, my wife was at the airport, so we went to Champion, and it was a zoo. I had never seen such chaos and confusion in my entire life. It seems to me like the entire world came to Champion. And it was cold, it was people everywhere, and we were told that all you Americans, or all those American delegates, you're going to have a special place. You know what the special place was? The basement. And sleeping bag, no pillow. I mean, people everywhere. And then, now, two things happened. This is, I have a back problem. This was an injury that I had in Mexico when I was trying to help build one building, and I saw this roofer walking. I said, hey, if he can walk, I can walk. And next thing, boom, I was on the floor. So, but what happened? There was a little kind of a thing on my spine. So the doctor, I had two doctors in San Francisco, specialists said. One guy said, we're ready to cut it open. We'll take care of it, but 50-50 chance. Some doctors, they love to make money. They don't care whether you're healed or not. They want to cut open because the insurance is going to pay for it, right? But I want a second opinion. So I went to another doctor. This guy is a real doctor. He said, I'll give you 3 people you call who went through this surgery. And then you make up your mind. I called them, all 3 said, if we have to do that, we wouldn't have had an invasive surgery. It's going to the spine, in the spinal cord. It's a very risky operation. So chances are 50-50. In other words, if something goes wrong, you're paralyzed for the rest of your life on wheelchair. So I said, no, I'm going to take the painkiller. Anyway, to make the story short, while I was in Champion, this is 2 miracles that happened. I could sit there. I went to this Ansu. You know what Ansu is? I don't have to tell you what Ansu is. Ansu is where everybody line up with their white t-shirt, white pants, or whatever, and then they will bang you from the back. Some people bang you on the back, and then you bang yourself in your face, your head, your back, your side, and then there's a bunch of teenagers on the stage going crazy. Bah, bah, da, 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 and they go, fast. I had a Korean brother sitting behind me. God bless this Korean brother. He just banged me so good, so hard, I moved out from there. I turned around and said, don't you ever touch me. I don't think he understood. He said, good for you, good for you. I moved in front of Alexis Ward. You know Alexis Ward is, right? I said, sister, I'm going to sit. Just bang me softly. And she did. I didn't understand what was this all about. I know it's like a shamanism. But you know what? I sat there for 1 hour, banging myself and somebody banging me. For 1 hour, I never had any pain in my back. I can't sit for a long time. I have to get up and walk. If I'm driving, I stop and pull over and walk because my pain was intense. I did not have any pain. I couldn't believe myself. I said, there's something here in this place. There's a spiritual presence, incredible spiritual presence with all the craziness that's going around. And then people from everywhere, we had our own sleeping bag. Then the night before the coronation of the true parents, people came from everywhere. They came from all the villages. Therefore, I woke up, my sleeping bag was gone. I woke up the next day, the people are around me. Where did these people come from? Literally thousands of people. Guess what I did? I was sleeping on the dining table, in Champion, the dining room. On the table I was sleeping. No bed, no cushion, nothing, But then if you're in the crowd, you can't sleep. There are people talking, there are people are fighting, and husband and wife screaming at each other in Korean, whatever that's going on there. I guess they talk normally like that, I think, in Korea. Maybe I thought I was fighting. Anyway, it was crazy, man. I only had 2 hours of sleep. But you know what? I will wake up in the morning as if I had 10 hours of sleep. No, I can't explain that. See, there is a spiritual atmosphere that was created in that place And all of a sudden I realized,